this is a demonstration of my Holocron toolbox. It's very early in its development, but it is functional. It will talk to the Holocrons, and I want to demo that. The code is running on an Arduino Nano. I have a button here wired up to the Arduino Nano, as well as this infrared distance avoidance module that you can find on Amazon for like $1. This module is nice in that it has both a transmitter and a receiver, which is what I'm using to communicate to the Holocron through infrared. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on the Holocron. This thing is going to detect the Holocron. I'm going to press a button to tell it to pair with the Holocron, and then I'm going to press the button again, and it's going to make the Holocron start spitting out some lines of dialogue. And then I'm going to force it to disconnect from the Holocron by holding down that button for longer than normal. And after it disconnects, I will tell it to pretend to be a Series 2 or a Series 1 Sith Holocron. We'll see in a minute in the debug messages down below how that all works. And then it'll reconnect to the Series 2 Jedi Holocron, and you'll hear a different voice. And then maybe I'll show the Sith and the Series 1 Holocrons as well. But anyways, let's just give this one a go. So aligning the Holocrons so that the infrared transmitters line up with the receiver over here, and so on and so forth. The easiest way is to open the door of your Jedi Holocron, and whichever way the hole in the tray, the kyber crystal tray, is facing, that's the direction of the IR transmitter. So this side is facing that. Another way to know the alignment is to look at the USB port on your Jedi Holocron. Have that facing away from you, and then you know that the left-hand side of the Holocron, as it's facing you, is the IR transmitter. Enough of this. Let's actually see this in action. And you can see in the debug messages down below, it's already detected that there is a Holocron there. I press the button and it has paired with the Holocron. Hopefully you can see that pink light color there. Press the button again.
I am neither Sith nor Jedi. I am much more.
And now if I hold this button for a long time and then take my finger off, it will disconnect. Now, that is what you would hear if you had a Series 2 Sith and a Series 2 Jedi Holocron together. If you had a Series 1 Sith Holocron, though, a different voice would be heard, and that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to hold down this button for a long period of time and then release it, and it's now going to pretend to be a Series 1 Sith Holocron instead of a Series 2 Sith Holocron. Now it pairs. And now a new dialogue.
He who can command the light will be able to control my brother.
And then if I turn the Holocron off, you'll see after 5 seconds of not receiving any data, it will say, hey, there's no Holocron there, and it's going to go back into looking for a Holocron. And this will work with a Series 1 Jedi Holocron as well. You can see it found it. I can pair with it.
Jedi and Sith wield the Ashtar and Bogan.
And it says stuff.
The light.
So, what about Sith Holocrons? Well, that will work as well. But it's a little bit more difficult just because the infrared receiver in a Sith Holocron is positioned in a weird way that this sometimes has problems receiving data from it or transmitting data to it. So first off, where is the infrared transmitter and receiver in a Sith Holocron? It's on the bottom of the Holocron, so the side opposite the fancy corner. And it's along the edge here that has the USB port on it. So this edge here is where the infrared signal is coming from and going to. So when I put this down, I'm going to have the USB port facing down and this side facing towards the transmitter and receiver over here. But I also now need to place my Holocron toolbox into a mode to send out the beacon to let the Sith Holocron know someone is there. So for example, if I turn this on, You should immediately notice there's no blinking red light here. The Sith Holocron doesn't send out any data. It's waiting to receive data. So this thing needs to start sending out data. It needs to pretend to be a Jedi Holocron. So to do that, I just press this button. And now it's gone into Sith Holocron mode and immediately pairs with a Sith Holocron. I should say, this has gone into pretending to be a Jedi Holocron, and it immediately pairs with the Sith Holocron. Now you notice the Sith Holocron has gone completely quiet. The Sith Holocron, actually, at least the Series 1, is very passive. It doesn't make any noise when it's paired. The light controls are all commands received from the Jedi Holocron, so this thing won't even blink on its own. The Jedi Holocron needs to tell it to blink or to fade in and out in order to get it to do stuff. So a Series 1 Sith Holocron really doesn't do anything. There's nothing very exciting here. At least not yet. Maybe if I add in some animation effects to make this thing blink in time to music or something. I don't know. That's for a later time. So now we have a Series 2 Sith Holocron, and same deal. There is the USB port. The infrared transmitter receiver bits are right here. So I'm going to have to orient it like that. And there we are. It has paired. A Series 1 Jedi has paired with a Series 2 Sith. But nothing happens. Again, because this is in its passive Sith mode. It's exactly the same. There's no sound, no light show. Nothing is going on. So, what can we do with the Sith Holocrons? Well, actually, there is one thing you can do. I'm going to take this out of its Jedi mode. Now it's back into pretending to be a Sith Holocron. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm going to hold the two buttons down for 5 seconds or so, and this will then go into its Jedi mode. And then this will be able to pair with this, and in its Jedi mode, it won't be so passive. It will start making noises, and we can hear another line of dialogue. There we go. It sees the Holocron, press the button to pair. And it has paired. The Series 2 Sith Holocron now is acting as a Jedi Holocron, and I can send it a button command.
Join your darkness to mine, and together we can change the balance of the universe. Can you feel the anger, the hate, the fury?
So that's the Holocron toolbox. The code is on GitHub. I have a link to it down below. Just to set expectations here, I have another project called the Droid Toolbox, which is a little bit more polished, and I expect this will never get to that level of polish. This is more of a proof of concept right now, and I don't see it going terribly far. This is more for other people to use in their own projects to make interesting things, like Kyber canister that can interact with holocrons or something like that. That was a quick show and tell of the Holocron toolbox. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Good luck and have fun.